The Silo Season 3, Episodes 1 to 3, Full Recap, Review and Theory. Welcome back to Shed Movies, your home for movie and TV recaps, deep theories and hidden details. Today we're diving into the first 3 episodes of Silo Season 3, a season that immediately changes everything we thought we knew about this mysterious underground world. Warning, massive spoilers ahead. If you thought Season 2 ended with all the answers, Season 3 quickly proves that the biggest mysteries were only just beginning. Instead of simply continuing Juliette Nichols' journey, these opening episodes expand the universe, introduce shocking political conspiracies, reveal disturbing truths about memory itself, and begin connecting the underground civilization with events that happened centuries earlier. And if the clues scattered throughout these episodes are pointing in the right direction, then the war for humanity's future hasn't even started yet. Let's break everything down. The aftermath of Season 2. The season opens immediately after the explosive finale. Everyone expected Juliette Nichols to be dead. She walked outside. She survived. She returned. But instead of receiving a hero's welcome she remembers, Juliet wakes up feeling like a complete stranger inside her own life. Faces seem familiar yet distant. Places she once knew perfectly now feel foreign. Even her own memories refuse to cooperate. At first, the audience believes she simply suffered trauma from being exposed to the outside world. But Silo is never that simple. Very quickly we begin noticing that Juliet isn't just confused. Someone wants her confused. Someone is actively making sure she cannot remember what she witnessed beyond the airlock. Juliet has become the perfect pawn. One of the season's biggest surprises is that Juliet is suddenly being treated like the symbol everyone needs. Some see her as a miracle. Others see her as proof that the old government failed. Many believe she should lead the Silo into a new future. But the cruel irony is this. The one person everyone depends on is the only person who cannot fully trust her own mind. The more Juliet struggles to remember, the more viewers begin questioning every conversation around her. Who is telling the truth? Who is manipulating her? Who benefits from her memory loss? Episode 1 brilliantly transforms what looked like a medical condition into one of the show's greatest political weapons. As later clues begin piling up, it becomes increasingly obvious that this isn't ordinary amnesia. Someone has engineered it. Robert and Camille Sims become more dangerous than ever. Season 3 wastes no time showing that power has shifted. With Bernard gone, a vacuum has appeared. Normally, governments collapse after losing a leader. Instead, new people simply move into the shadows. Robert Sims and Camille Sims emerge as perhaps the most dangerous players we've ever seen. Unlike Bernard, whose obsession centered around maintaining order, Robert and Camille seem focused on controlling information itself. If memories can be altered, history can be rewritten. If history changes, reality changes. That terrifying idea slowly becomes one of Season 3's central themes. The mystery behind the missing memories. Episode 1 quietly plants dozens of clues. Small notes. Strange reactions. Conversations that suddenly stop. People avoiding certain topics. The audience gradually realizes that Juliet isn't naturally forgetting. Her memories are being suppressed. That revelation completely changes how we interpret almost every scene. Every smile now feels suspicious. Every comforting word sounds rehearsed. Even acts of kindness become impossible to trust. It's classic psychological storytelling, and it keeps viewers constantly questioning what is real. Episode 2 opens an entirely new mystery. If Episode 1 focuses on Juliet, Episode 2 expands the world dramatically. We're introduced to events taking place long before the silos ever existed. This Before Times storyline follows Congressman Daniel Keene and journalist Helen Drew. At first their scenes appear disconnected. But that's exactly what Silo wants us to think. Little by little, they uncover disturbing evidence suggesting governments were preparing for something enormous. Military operations. Secret recordings. Hidden agendas. Information that ordinary citizens were never supposed to discover. Instead of giving answers, these flashbacks reveal something even more frightening. The apocalypse may never have been as accidental as everyone believed. Helen Drew refuses to stop digging. Helen quickly becomes one of Season 3's most compelling additions. She's determined, fearless, and dangerously curious. Unlike politicians, she isn't interested in protecting institutions. She wants facts. Unfortunately, asking questions inside the world of Silo has always been the fastest route toward becoming a target. As Helen investigates deeper, it becomes increasingly obvious that powerful people have spent years burying the truth. The closer she gets, the more dangerous her situation becomes. Daniel Keene begins seeing the bigger picture. Daniel initially appears conflicted. He isn't sure whom to trust. He's surrounded by people insisting that everything is under control. But as evidence continues appearing, his confidence begins collapsing. One heartbreaking storyline involves trying to reconnect with family through forgotten memories. Those emotional scenes quietly reinforce one of the season's biggest ideas. Memory defines identity. Without memory, who are we? That question isn't just Juliet's struggle anymore. It's becoming humanity's struggle. Episode 3 changes everything again. Just when viewers believe they've identified the season's direction, Episode 3 throws another massive twist. Juliet decides waiting for memories isn't enough. If nobody will tell her the truth, she'll uncover it herself. With help from trusted allies, she begins searching for Lucas Kyle. Meanwhile, Helen and Daniel uncover classified recordings connected to America's failed international operations. These discoveries begin linking modern silo society with catastrophic decisions made generations earlier. Information is the real enemy. One brilliant element running through all 3 episodes is that nobody fears weapons. They fear knowledge. Documents disappear. Witnesses vanish. People change their stories. Entire events are erased from official history. The series repeatedly reminds us that governments don't always need armies. Sometimes all they need is control over information. That idea feels disturbingly relevant, making Season 3 perhaps the franchise's most mature installment yet. Hidden details you may have missed. Several subtle clues deserve attention. Juliet repeatedly notices inconsistencies in conversations. Certain people avoid making eye contact whenever she asks about the outside. Old recordings appear edited. Characters occasionally reference the algorithm, hinting that decisions inside the silo may no longer be entirely human. If that's true, the real ruler of the silo might not be any politician. It could be an automated intelligence following centuries-old instructions. Why these 3 episodes feel different? Unlike previous seasons that focused mainly on survival and rebellion, Season 3 is exploring psychology, identity, memory, truth, power. Every conversation now feels like a puzzle. Every flashback introduces more uncertainty. Instead of asking, "What happened?" the show now asks, "Can you trust what you remember happened?" That subtle shift elevates the storytelling. Our Shed Movies theory. Now comes the theory section. Remember, everything from this point forward is speculation created here at Shed Movies based on clues from episodes 1 through 3. We believe Juliet's memories haven't been destroyed. They're being intentionally locked away. Someone knows that if she remembers everything she saw outside, the entire foundation of silo society could collapse overnight. We also suspect the Before Times storyline isn't merely showing history. It's revealing the origin of the very people who eventually designed the silos. Daniel and Helen may unknowingly become part of the chain of events that creates the underground civilization itself. If that's true, we're watching the birth of the conspiracy while simultaneously watching its consequences hundreds of years later. Another prediction. Camille Sims feels far more important than we've realized. She appears calm, patient, always calculating. Rather than simply supporting Robert Sims, she increasingly feels like the mastermind directing events behind the scenes. Future episodes may reveal she understands far more about memory manipulation and the hidden systems than anyone else. If Juliet eventually regains every memory, Camille could become her greatest enemy. What could happen next? Looking ahead to the upcoming episodes, several possibilities stand out. Juliet will likely recover fragments of her suppressed memories, forcing her to question every ally she has trusted since returning to the silo. Lucas Kyle may uncover information hidden deep within the silo's restricted systems, exposing connections between the underground civilization and the pre-apocalypse government. Daniel Keene and Helen Drew's investigation could reveal that the silos were not a desperate last-minute survival project, but part of a carefully planned contingency long before disaster struck. The mysterious algorithm may finally emerge as something far more influential than a simple computer system, possibly an intelligence designed to preserve humanity at any moral cost. Most importantly, we believe the season is building toward the revelation that there are still major secrets about the outside world. Even if Juliet survived once, the truth beyond the silos may be far more complex than toxic air or ruined cities. The greatest danger may not be outside the walls, but the lies that have kept people inside them for generations. Final thoughts. 3 episodes into Season 3, Silo has once again proven why it remains one of television's smartest science fiction dramas. Instead of relying on non-stop action, it builds suspense through uncertainty. Every episode rewards careful attention. Every clue matters. Every answer creates 3 new questions. Juliet's struggle is no longer just about surviving. It's about reclaiming her identity. Daniel and Helen are uncovering a conspiracy that appears to stretch back centuries. Robert and Camille Sims are proving that controlling information is often more powerful than controlling people. And somewhere beneath all these mysteries lies the biggest question of them all. Why were the silos really built? If these opening episodes are any indication, the answers waiting later this season could completely redefine everything we've believed since episode 1 of the series. Until then, one thing is certain. Nothing inside the silo is ever exactly what it seems. This recap, analysis, and theory presentation is brought to you by Shed Movies, where every mystery deserves a closer look. If these theories prove true, or if the show surprises us all, we'll be back to break down every twist, hidden clue, and shocking revelation as the season unfolds.